guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. This week I'd like to share with you 10 things I hate about my tiny house and tiny house living. Now, I did a video a while back called Love and Hate Relationships in my tiny house. This is a different video because I do not love any of these things. But this one is everything I hate about tiny house living. So let's get into the video. All right, let's start with number 1. I believe this one was a love-hate relationship one in the other video, but I hate my ladder. This ladder right here, I cannot stand it. I wish there was a different way that the cats can get up there besides going on the catwalk. And I wish that I had an easier way to get up there besides this ladder being in the way. This will all change when I get my land. I'm going to be taking this office out of here, but I think the ladder's going to be staying because the cats are going to be staying. But at least I won't have to work in this space every day for me to have to bump into it or walk around it and hit myself on it all the time. Like, I cannot stand this ladder. I'm not sure of other ways that people get up to, say, the cat loft. Maybe they have a different design, but in this design specifically, the ladder fit right in the middle, and that was how you get up to the cat loft. There are different designs that you can use. I'm guessing maybe people put stairs on the side and don't use a ladder, but I think stairs would have been too bulky in this office, so they just put a ladder in here. It came with it, but I'm just hating it. I don't like it. Number 2, I hate changing my bed. And this means I have a duvet and a duvet cover, so the duvet cover needs to be washed, and when I go to change it, it's just a hassle doing it all. I have done it a couple different ways and a couple of the different places I've stayed at, but I think I've found a better way to do it, but I honestly still hate it. It's a drag to do. I keep my extra bedding underneath my bed, and I have to switch it out in the kitchen so I have enough room for me to put this whole big duvet inside of a duvet cover. It's just a big chore. It's a big task, and I wish I had a different remedy, but I don't want to just put a sheet on top because that will get filled with cat hair and I'll have to be straightening it all the time. I don't know, I just thought a duvet would be easier than a comforter. Maybe I get a comforter and just wash the whole comforter. That might be easier. Number 3, I hate the hardships of the electric when it goes out. So when the electric goes out, I don't have a generator right now, and when it goes out, I'm stuck with cold. If it's in the winter, everything turns off. So my dehumidifier turns off, my air purifier turns off, the lights turn off, everything that makes everything run turns off. So it's very inconvenient. I think I'm going to be getting a generator ASAP just in case this happens, so it doesn't happen again, because I have been stuck a couple times where I just don't have any electric and don't really know what to do about it until it comes back on. Now, this includes the compost toilet fan going out. All of your waste backs up into the house, so that is disgusting. Number 4, I hate my couch bed storages. I honestly thought that I used to like them. I thought they were going to come in handy sometime during my tiny house living, and they kind of have. I'm using them as storage, but I paid $300 for those, and I'm not really, one is in the barn molding away, and it's not being used as a bed, a couch, or a storage. The one in the living area is not being used as a couch, but I am using it as storage, but I can't have a guest over because I'd have to take all of that stuff off of there. And when I find my land, that will all be taken out of there. I cannot wait to get rid of that couch bed storage. And for any of you watching, I would not get a custom built couch bed storage unless you have a decent cushion that you can put on it. But because they're custom, there isn't really many things that fit on it. They're not comfortable, they're hard, they're just not comfortable. So I can't wait to get a real couch. Number 5, the maintenance of the windows. Now, everybody is not going to have 19 windows like I do, so I guess I brought this one upon myself. when it comes to having to clean them and maintenance them and take care of them. I love all the windows that I have, but it takes a lot to maintain them, especially when it say rains or just the weathering outside. You want to prevent bugs from getting in, you want to prevent leaks, and this constantly has to go on. I guess it also depends on the type of windows that you have and how they're installed. But I chose to take on 19 windows, and I just hate the maintenance that comes with them. I love the light they give, I love the air they give, I love the cats can look out, but I don't like the maintenance that comes with them, but I just got to deal with it. I am in the process of either replacing those leaking picture windows or finding out exactly where the problem is. I know having all of them replaced will cost about $4,000, so if I can figure it out before I get to that, then I will be doing that instead. Number 6, I hate my cold floors. Now again, this might not be something that everyone's going to go through because they might have heated floors installed or they may skirt around their tiny house. But being in Tennessee right now, it's not really that cold. I mean, it has been for a few days here and there, but in general, I don't think right now I need to skirt my tiny house to keep those drafts, from coming into my house, but I am feeling the effects of them. So when I don't have any space heaters on or anything like that, my floor is freezing cold. Even the mini split doesn't heat up the floor. It just heats up, the regular space. Now, the remedy that I came up with for the cold floors was basically just wearing socks. If I would have gotten a heated floor, maybe none of this would be happening, but I just have to deal with this one too, but I hate the cold floors. Number 7, I hate the fact that you have to find legal parking for a tiny house or legal land for your tiny house. It just seems like when tiny houses are involved, there's a lot of restrictions and rules and regulations that you have to follow, and it's very frustrating researching all this stuff. It's frustrating, trying to abide by the rules. Just there's so many itty bitty rules that you have to follow, and I hate that fact about tiny house living. I am looking for land right now. I have to either jump through loopholes to make my dream happen, or I have to give up some of my dream to make it happen, or I have to follow all the rules and then that changes some of the dream. So it's not like, I can put together a dream and have it all happen. There are rules and regulations and the law that you have to follow. It's just part of what I hate about tiny house living. You have to make sure building codes are okay. You have to make sure zoning codes are okay. You have to make sure it's built correctly. You have to make sure, you might not be able to have a composting toilet. You might have to have this or that. It's like, you may have to have a septic. You may have to have a sewer. You can't do this, you can't do that. No extra houses. It's nuts dealing with the research of trying to find land and property. Number 8, I hate the maintenance of a trailer. This is the first time I am living in a house on wheels, and to me, it's an extra thing that I have to take care of. When I lived in apartments or houses, you didn't have to deal with a trailer or lights or permits, wheels, tires, leveling. You didn't have to worry about any of that when it came to a house on foundation. Because this is the way I chose to live, yes, I do hate the fact that it comes with all of that, but again, something that I'm going to have to deal with. I just hate going through the process of checking it, switching it, license plates, all that stuff for a house. Then once I find my land, hopefully I'm not going to have to deal with all that much. Hopefully I can take the tires off and skirt it and just leave it there and not have to deal with the trailer part of the tiny house. We are moving in that direction. Number 9, I hate how dusty it gets in my tiny house. I hate how a small space collects that much dust. If there was more space, then I think that the dust would accumulate in, more spaces, but because I have so little of a space, I am constantly dusting and finding that dust gathers everywhere. It's just one of the things that you have to deal with in a small space. You just have to clean more in a tiny house. And number 10, I hate how my tiny house collects clutter. Because it is such a small space, I'm assuming probably because I used to be a hoarder, it doesn't help that when I bring stuff in, stuff starts to accumulate all along the walls, on the floor, on my couch bed storage, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating that a small space, you can only fit so much stuff in. We chose to live this lifestyle, so we're gonna have to deal with it, but it is something that I hate because things get cluttered quickly, especially with a mindset of a hoarder. You have to try your hardest not to bring all that stuff in, but when it does start coming in, it accumulates fast. So you're constantly cleaning, constantly decluttering, constantly reorganizing stuff so that other stuff can fit. Basically, we all chose to live this lifestyle, who's ever living the tiny house lifestyle, and the problems that come along with it. So we might love some stuff and we might hate some stuff, but ultimately it was our choice to go tiny. And although I don't like some of these things, I do have to deal with them. Maybe we just figure out how to deal with them better, handle the situation better, get suggestions from other people who have better experiences, and hopefully be able to teach others, how to live better in a tiny house. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and click the notifications bell so you can receive a notification each time I post a new video, which is every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. These hardships also include, say, your... Don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and click the notifications bell so you can receive a video. There are parts of people's... Don't put that. Hold on. It's the remedy that you just have to do. Don't put that.